Tonight, you'll probably end up standing in front of your fridge, not hungry, and still, your hand goes looking for something sweet. That's not a flaw. Your brain is working perfectly in that moment, just for a world that disappeared a long time ago. The program behind it is about 300,000 years old. And once you see how it works, you'll never look at cravings the same way again. Let's start with the simplest question. Why sweet? For your ancestors, sweetness was a signal. A ripe fruit tastes sweet, and ripe means safe, fast energy. Bitter was the opposite, a warning. Many poisons in nature taste bitter. Sweet said, eat me. Bitter said, better not. And you get this signal before you can even walk. The very first taste of your life was your mother's milk, and mother's milk is sweet. So from day one, your brain learns. Sweet means safety. Sweet means life. And this preference is universal. Every culture on earth, every newborn, same reaction. Sweet wins. Scientists once put tiny drops on newborns' tongues. One drop of sweet, and the little face relaxes into something like a smile. One drop of bitter, and it twists in protest. Nobody taught them that. And fat? Fat is one level above that. 1 gram of fat delivers 9 calories. 1 gram of sugar, only about 4. Fat is the densest energy nature has to offer. And in a world where the next meal was never guaranteed, that was your life insurance. Your body can store fat almost without limit. Its sugar storage is tiny. So fat was the savings account, and sugar the fast cash. Whoever found fat and ate it survived the winter. Whoever left it behind maybe didn't. So evolution installed one simple rule. Find dense energy. Get rewarded. With a feeling so good, you'll want it again. And if you want to see how strong this program really is, you don't need a lab. You need the savannah of Tanzania. That's home to the Hadza, one of the last hunter-gatherer peoples on Earth. Their menu is still basically the same as tens of thousands of years ago. Meat, berries, tubers, baobab fruit, and honey. And this is where researchers discovered something remarkable. The researchers showed the Hadza photos of their 5 foods and asked them to rank them from favorite to least favorite. The result was crystal clear. Number 1, honey, for the men, for the women, ahead of meat, ahead of everything. Why honey? Of all things, simple. Honey is pure, dense energy. And what people go through to get it shows how powerful this program really is. Honey is the most energy-dense food that exists in nature, and they go remarkably far to get it. The men climb thin wooden pegs, many meters up, into the crowns of giant baobab trees, straight to wild bee colonies. A fall from that height can kill you. They risk their lives for sweetness. And that's not a rare stunt. That's everyday life. When a Hadza man leaves camp, he carries 3 things: his bow and arrows, an axe, and a container for honey. Always. In the best season of the year, about 1/5 of everything that arrives back in camp is honey. That's your program. The same one that sends you to the fridge at night. But here's the real trick. Because the true reason for your cravings is not sugar alone, and it's not fat alone. It's the combination. And in nature, that combination almost never existed. Think about it. A ripe fruit, lots of sugar, almost no fat. A nut, lots of fat, barely any sugar. Meat, fat and protein, no sugar. Sugar and fat together in one single food. The Stone Age had almost no example of that. To your ancestors, a donut would have been a miracle. A jackpot the savannah never paid out. A research team in Germany and the US wanted to know what this combination does inside the brain. They had people bid on snacks with real money. All snacks had the same calories, and people liked them equally. The difference? Some were mostly fat, some were mostly carbs, and some were both at once. The result? People paid more for the combination. And in the brain scanner, the reward system lit up more than both parts could explain. 1 + 1 = 3. The brain treated the combination like a signal from another world. And here's the craziest part. The effect had nothing to do with how much they liked the taste. The brain wanted more without liking it more. Wanting and liking are 2 different systems. And you know this feeling. The bag of chips, you finish completely, even though the fun stopped 10 minutes ago. Your hand keeps going back to the bag without asking you first. That's not pleasure. That's wanting on autopilot. And your brain has one more trick up its sleeve. Ever heard of the dessert stomach? You're completely full after the main course. Not one more bite fits. Then dessert shows up, and suddenly there's room again. That's because fullness is counted per flavor. You're full of savory. For sweet, your brain opens a brand new account. Back then, that was genius. Whoever kept eating when food was varied got a wider range of nutrients. Today, variety means there's always room for dessert. Quick question, team sweet or team salty? Tell me in the comments. I'm genuinely curious. Which side is bigger here? If wanting and liking are separate systems, that also explains why stopping is so hard. American nutrition researchers ran a remarkable experiment on this. 20 adults moved into a clinic for a full month. For 2 weeks, they got highly processed food. For 2 weeks, freshly prepared meals. On paper, both menus were identical. Same calories offered, same sugar, same fat, and everyone could eat as much as they wanted. The result? On the processed menu, people ate about 500 calories more per day without noticing. In 2 weeks, they gained about 2 pounds. They ate faster, and the feeling of fullness simply arrived too late. And that exact spot in your brain has a name in the food industry, the Bliss Point, the point of maximum craving. Products get tested and refined until sugar, fat, and salt land exactly there. That's not a secret plot. That's just product development. But it means this. Your brain trained for 300,000 years. The donut has a research lab. That is not a fair fight. And maybe you've noticed something else. The program calls loudest. When you're stressed, that makes sense too. For your ancestors, stress almost always meant physical danger, running, fighting, effort. In other words, burning energy. So under stress, the old program says, refuel, grab the densest thing you can find. Today, your stress is made of emails and deadlines. It burns almost no calories, but the refuel command still arrives right on time, usually at night. And that's why the most important sentence in this video is this one. Your cravings are not weak willpower. They are not a character flaw. They are an ancient safety program that was built to keep you alive. It's just running in the wrong century. So next time you feel that pull, pause for one small moment and ask yourself a single question. Am I actually hungry? Or is the program calling? That's all. The question alone already changes how you see it. Tonight, you might stand in front of that fridge again, not hungry, with a hand, reaching for something sweet. But this time you'll know who's really calling. A hunter, a gatherer, 300,000 years old, and he only means well. Know someone who keeps blaming themselves for never resisting sweets? Share this video with them. It might be exactly what they need to hear today. Want more of this? Then stick around, because the next video gets a little eerie. Your brain runs on Stone Age programs, and there are machines that know those programs better than you do. Why the algorithm knows your brain better than you. Thank you for watching all the way to the end. That truly means something to me. I'm Poppy, and I'm glad you exist.